hate basements and all this has been. What is that? Absolutely not.
Out of my head!
I don't know what lord you speak of, that is not mine.
Find reverence for the one and tremble.
What has he been smoking? Hello, everybody. We're back at it again this morning to hopefully finish up Chapter 3 of Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. We have another dog in the house with us today that we're dog sitting, so hopefully that won't impact us too much, but it has been a little bit crazy this morning. I do also have some super important stuff to get done today, so we're going to try really hard to wrap up Chapter 3 so we can move on to Chapter 4. As always, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Let's get into it. So we left off and we're going to get to start as Watson. Let's see.
Blood in the water. Someone must have washed their hands here recently.
In the guest room? They have bloody hands in the guest room. So they're disposing of bodies. For sure. Let's see. There's probably at least something in here. I think where we left off, it is our job to go and figure out. I don't think there's anything over here. What was her name? Gygax? Where her office is and kind of explore it a little to try and find Hell's Door. Okay. I'm caught up. It's been like less than 24 hours. Is this our gun? Can we keep it?
Perhaps I should take this. For all I hope it won't be needed.
Why have we not had that on us this whole time?
Did a child make these?
Was Gerda, was she a guest here at some point? I think she might have been a guest here at some point because that said Heidi. We can go back in. That says Heidi. And Heidi's the name of that doll, unless Heidi was a real person and Greta, I cannot remember. She kind of lost her mind and had put her person into the doll. I think this ties back to her somehow. Oh my word, let's take the gun. So, last time Holmes was wandering around, they weren't really too thrilled. They didn't really care that much, but it didn't seem like the guards were thrilled. Whose is this? Okay, so this is where we want to go. I hope we don't get caught.
Ah, Dr. Watson.
Okay.
Just the man I wanted to see.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not trying to catch that escapee.
Please, my time is far too valuable. I hope Nurse Kuntz has been taking good care of you.
He has certainly kept me out of trouble.
Professor, it is time for your appointment with your next patient, Mr. Wolf.
Herr Wolf can wait until tomorrow. I wish to speak with Dr. Watson.
As you wish.
You still see patients yourself, even as the director of this entire
How else would she
facility?
carry out her
Only
experiments?
the important ones. And yet I rarely get to pick the brain of a man like yourself. I
Sure,
think it
you'd
is
like to
time
get
we
in his
got to
brain.
know each other. No?
I'm afraid there's not much to know. I'm just an average chap living a rather prosaic life these days.
Dr. Watson, those of us who pursue knowledge are anything but average. Now, who are you?
Why do I feel like this matters? A doctor, a soldier, or a writer. While all this might be true, if we tell her we're a writer, she might think we're writing about them, and I don't want that. If we tell her we're a soldier, I don't really feel like she'll care too much, but a doctor, that's pretty obvious. We've already introduced ourselves as a doctor. I think that's the safest bet.
I'm a physician in search of a stimulating career. I have patients, yes, but admittedly, I'm more interested in the cutting edge of medical research. So when I read about the Black Edelweiss and your work on the healing of minds, I simply had to learn more.
I suppose my Edelweiss was always destined to attract other curious minds. But before we continue, I want you to understand one thing. A broken mind can never be truly healed.
Then why are you
I
telling
see.
people you can?
So, what exactly do you do here?
It is simple. If you cannot fix a person's nature, you must force them to forget it.
Surely
Like
there
their
are
children?
other methods of treatment.
How naive. You remind me of a man I once knew, Professor Becker.
Oh,
But we do not speak of him anymore.
A colleague?
he's in the walls too,
The
like the
former
other little
director
frogs.
here. One day he realized that Edelweiss had outgrown him and had to leave.
Are we?
Weary of me already, Doctor?
What is going on? If someone said, I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. If he said lost in thought, I'd be like, well, what are you thinking about? So admiring your office, just the safest bets. Just
I was
seemed like
simply
the best idea.
admiring your office, Professor. Apologies.
While I am pleased you appreciate its practicality and appearance, we
Can't
were
win for losing.
discussing bigger things. Was my conversation boring you?
No, not at all. I merely...
No, I understand full well. You're not seeking conversation.
What do you mean?
It is obvious. Your mind craves truth, but not in this form. You must witness a practical demonstration if you are to learn.
I'm certainly intrigued. Would that be possible?
Of course, I propose a journey between the jury of the human brain. You will not leave without being truly enlightened. Kuntz,
Don't
take
touch
Dr.
me.
Watson back to the courtyard. Then tell the nurses to prepare the operation room and the girl with the doll.
Yes, Professor.
Our preparations will take a little time. I will come for you soon, Doctor.
Oh, jeez. How are we supposed to get back in there?
I hope everything is to your liking, Dr. Watson.
It's not. Thanks, though. I don't know if we need to go back to our room. I don't think there's anything in there. Looks like there's people this way through the window. We just ran by. Okay. This is where we started out. Is there a letter or a newspaper over here? A visitor from space, glowing meteor, lands in Arkham Asylum. Okay, can we go in here? Cool. No one's in here.
Photograph seems recent.
That looks like Gygax.
A
Sometimes.
commemorative photo album. Been a while since I've been in one of these.
Okay. It's cool how we're getting to play as Watson for a change. It's kind of the same as Sherlock. A little less snarky, but
Good lord, that's a lot of records.
Gygax's patient records, October 1879. As more serious treatment is necessary, my special patient Wolf will be transferred to patient room 2 on the ground floor. So patient room 2 on the ground floor. All other patients must be removed from my schedule and reassigned to other specialists at the Institute. This patient's mental state requires constant monitoring and immediate intervention to avoid undesirable consequences. December 1879. Just not doing it. There we go. The necessary surgical procedures were successfully performed. Physical recovery is still in progress. Memory loss is increasing, but still not complete. A new obsession with writing has developed, probably as a side effect. So I'm glad we didn't say writer. January 1880. The patient's writing now mentions old names. A clear sign of partial memory recovery. Unacceptable result. A second surgery is required, targeting both the frontal and temporal lobes. February 1880. Surgery went well. The patient's memory does not persist for longer than a couple of minutes. Although an obsession with writing lingers, danger eliminated. Daily monitoring prescribed. What a monster. It might have been all that's in here. Let's go back the other way. So that's our room. That's the courtyard. We're not going to be able to get in there. It's like the kitchen. Okay.
Did you hear that a patient escaped?
I did.
All the guards rushed off to find him.
I did. You should get that guy. He's definitely a danger. Okay, so this
Looks
is the
dusty but
dumbwaiter
functional.
that we were looking at with Sherlock.
Oh, we never use that. I think it connects somewhere downstairs.
Good to know. So we found the dumbwaiter. That's good. I guess we continue on exploring. Bell! Can we ring it after a good meal? Does Long John Silver still have the bell? I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time. Can I just... Y'all don't care? Okay. Oh! Hello, don't mind me. Patience Poetry. This is, I think, the one. Oh, beautiful alpine flower, whose heart I do miss so. You call to me while I don't see. How could I let you go? The storm cuts through my senses, makes all my thoughts so blind. With no captain I misreason. What did they truly find? Cold and dark with grimy walls, roughly held like animals, trapped yet free, why do I fall? Something squirms on the tip of my tongue, what can it be? What did I forget? The last half is a little shaky, but we'll get there. Okay. Hello?
You are Mr. Wolf, am I right?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
My name is Dr. John Watson. I wanted to talk with you, if you didn't mind.
Ah, doctor. I don't suppose you could help. I seem to have forgotten where I am.
We're in the Black Edelweiss, Mr. Wolf. It's an asylum in Switzerland, and you are one of its most important patients.
But why am I here?
That's what I was about to ask you.
I can't remember.
I doubt there's a good reason.
Sorry, I can't remember anything.
It's all right, you don't need to push. Try to relax. Let the thoughts come and go. Now, what comes to mind? Mr. Wolf?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
It's like 50
We
First
just went
Dates,
over
but so
this.
much sadder.
Sorry, but I don't think we've met.
We were just discussing this facility, the Black Edelweiss Asylum, and why you are here.
That name does sound familiar.
Holmes, the things I do for you.
Excuse me, who are you? And who's this Holmes fellow?
I am Dr. Watson, and Holmes is, well, you could call him my imaginary friend. That's just a little joke, don't mind me.
But why am I here, doctor? Am I sick?
I'm sure I can take a look.
Let's observe. Okay. We have the scar. 2 deep scars, precise surgical incisions. Facial palsy. One side is paralyzed. Faded with age, severe chemical burns. Where have we seen that before? Skin pigmentation, possibly abuse of medicine. Add that to the list. The things they're doing here. Okay, ill and treatment isn't working. Ill due to treatment itself. I would imagine that it's definitely the treatment that's making everyone sick. An adult male with 2 deep surgical scars on the side of his head and an old chemical burn on one of his hands. Mr. Wolf has some paralysis of his facial muscles, most likely a result of brain surgeries. Blue-gray pigmentation spots on his skin are likely due to the overuse of medicines containing silver nitrate. It appears that his illness is a direct result of the treatment he has received here at Black Edelweiss. I feel pretty confident in that.
Dear Lord, what did Gygax do to you?
Excuse me? Who are you?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, I think it's prompting us to check here. Why does Gygax care about Wolf? A note from Professor Becker. Not a working dumbwaiter. Investigating Eldweiss. Character portrait Wolf. Black Eldweiss secrets. Very important patient. Recent photo of staff. Okay. Our patient reports. I don't know. I don't think that's it. Gygax's patient. Very important patient. Patient hates guards. Edelweiss secrets. Character portrait patient wolf. Wolf is the former. I did not see that coming. I don't know how I missed it. I didn't see that coming. Wolf is actually Professor Becker, the previous director of the Black Edelweiss. Now he suffers from severe memory issues but still retains the ability to write. I mean, I'm not shocked because that totally seems like something Gygax would do, but I am shocked that that's him. I thought he had been. This is so much worse. We can try this, but I doubt it. I doubt we have what we need. Patient hates guards. The working dumbwaiter, investigating otherwise very important patients. Gygax's patient reports. Sherlock's note. Okay. Block A patients. I don't think we're gonna find it. Just in case. Okay. Okay. If Becker can still write, perhaps he can get Gygax's attention with a letter. Okay, man, I'm gonna need you to remember something for more than 5 seconds. So let's pin this evidence and see if we can't talk him into remembering
Hello
to write a letter.
You won't remember me, but we've met before. I am Dr. John Watson, and you are Professor Becker. You were the previous director of this facility, the Black Edelweiss.
Professor, really? Actually, that name does sound familiar. Wait. Let me write it down. I try to recall memories through writing, but they always feel just out of reach.
As a matter of fact, I have more for you to jot down.
Oh, yes. Yes, please, anything.
Professor Gygax did this to you. She made you forget everything, even who you are. But we will play a trick on her. We will write a letter so that she learns her lesson. Put down what I dictate.
Gygax is cruel. I hope this doesn't come back on him.
Dear Professor Gygax, your vile work has ruined countless lives through needless suffering. Your methods serve nothing but to show your own sick emotional state.
Amen. Gygax will be caught, or Gygax is not the future. While I do want her to be caught, and I feel like she definitely needs to be brought to justice, her methods are not the future of mental health, and it was such a dark time where a lot of people got away with a lot of bad things. While I do believe there are good people who are trying to advance science and treating people, I think there are a lot of people who got away with a lot of bad stuff. So I think it's also important to note that, to acknowledge this, but also note this is not the future.
You are not, as you so claimed, the future of the Edelweiss, and you never were.
Ooh.
And by the time you make it to my cell, the police will already know the truth of how you came to be director of
This had better not come back on him. I'm going to be so upset.
Professor Becker.
There. It's done.
Oh, buddy.
Now, hold on a minute. Who are you?
My name is John Watson. I'm a doctor from London, a veteran of Afghanistan, and I wish to be a writer, though deep down I fear I lack the talent. And presently I'm risking my life to help my brilliant detective flatmate in the pursuit of a cult of kidnappers, even as I fear it may destroy him. I'm tired and hungry, and I have not had a good bath in weeks, and yet despite it all, I feel alive. Any more questions?
I love
Good
it.
heavens, sir. You're as mad as they come.
I love that they're giving him so much characterization. They haven't given Sherlock as much, I feel like, but there's still several chapters left. And I actually really do appreciate Watson's, like, we're seeing like a superhuman side of him, and I love it. So we just heard all of that dictated by Watson, so I don't feel like we need to read it, but I will pin it. I don't think I need to talk to him anymore. We can try one more.
Excuse me, who are you?
I don't know why I keep doing this, expecting something different.
Because we can have hope. I think we're going to need to go back to the office. We can try.
One of the patients asked me to deliver this note. It's for Professor Gygax.
Thank you, Doctor.
Leave it with
He's
me.
gonna snoop. He seems snoopy.
Unbelievable. Kunz, with me.
Okay. So let's sneak on in there. I think that will have bought us enough time. I don't think it's timed, but still. Let's not dawdle. Letter opener, a book, another pen. That's a letter opener, yeah. Notes, candle, ink, paper. There's 6 things to find. Okay. So, that looks, a diary says it. Hold on. It's hard to get it to, there we go. Okay, Gygax's diary. December 1879. It's been 3 months since I took over Edelweiss from Becker. Not all my colleagues approve of the rule changes, so I am now the only professor here. That seems like something an egomaniac would do. No matter the hiring of several strong nurses will solve the personnel shortage. At last, my work can flourish without the impairment of his lesser mind. March 1880. Our first patient has arrived from R. Our deal does pose risks, but the possibilities are endless if he is true to his word. Our first payment. March 1880. The first payment has arrived from R. Our deal does pose risks, but the possibilities are endless if he is true to his word. May 1880. The first shipment of chosen ones has arrived. I feel like I might have been right when we were talking about we might be looking for hosts for Cthulhu, or the people who worship him, thinking that they are trying to find hosts, and that the medicine could be, now that we know more about that, the medicine could be preparing the hosts or looking for the chosen ones. God only knows what these people think. R has sent a vast selection of broken minds. The work ahead will be difficult, but undoubtedly useful for my own research as well. 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay. Letter from New Orleans Bank. Dear Professor, we recently took possession of a collection of rare gems on behalf of our mutual acquaintance. The gems have now been sold to Louisiana jewelers, who made several offers far exceeding our expert's estimate of the stone's value. The final sale price agreed upon for the 11 gems was 12,550 Swiss francs. Our client has instructed that you receive 2/3 of this sum, transferred to your solicitor as per usual. As always, our discretion is assured, and we look forward to continued business with you and your illustrious patron. Yours sincerely, Geoffrey Scott, representative of the E.W. Gray Banking House, New Orleans, USA, January 9th, 1882. If we get to go to New Orleans, I will lose my mind. I love New Orleans. I think the culture and just the history is so cool. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. We're not getting our hopes up. They're down. And stamp.
An Edelweiss relief about 2 inches in diameter. This must be what Holmes was after.
Okay. One more thing. I tried clicking on that already.
Close, but I don't think this is the key. This is too small to be what Holmes asked for.
Okay. Let's see if there's... Ooh, okay. Let's see if there's anything else in here before we dip. Okay. Just over here. A chalice? For blood rituals?
Nothing special about this.
We don't know that. Maybe it's pure silver. Let's steal it. I feel like in this kind of game, which is usually pretty clever, if they put something on the desk and they're like, at all, and you can pick it up and touch it, not everything, but some stuff, like, oh, nothing special about this, it might come up later. So I imagine now we need to find Sherlock, and God only knows where he's hiding from the rest of the facility. One place we can look that we kind of already found, and they mentioned it several times, is the dumbwaiter in the kitchen. Convenient, no one's here. I hope no one intercepts that. Oh. I thought he was pushed. And now we don't have a gun anymore. Should have sent that in the dumbwaiter too. Spooky. Okay, just in case, I want to save. Not that I'm not having a great time, not that this game isn't awesome, but I do not want to do all of it again. Not on this playthrough, maybe another one. Okay. Ooh, be careful, you never know what you're calling. I'm sure either one will be fine. Somebody in here?
Oh, the smell.
What is that? Is it a hose? Blood.
Judging by
Maybe
the
it's
remnants of blood and flesh, these instruments were used for dismemberment.
Okay. It's always got to be dismemberment. We always have to jump right to dismemberment. It can't be arts and crafts night.
Dear God, is that body parts? Utterly inhuman.
Oh my word. Oh, he's waving the smell away. I thought he was like smacking himself. Like, is this not trying to keep himself awake? Is this not interesting to you? You could end up down there. Stay awake. Okay. There's no way this could end badly for us or anyone else. Let's be brave. We are brave. Okay. I was like, is that a real head? It looks like a dummy. Handwritten letter. Professor, trust my guide, the light of the abyss, for he shall enlighten our chosen ones. Make sure he is present, and that our chosen utter nothing but the sacred words. And lo, the trance will begin, and we will be an inch closer to the universe beyond. Our work is essential, as many of our flock do not speak our language, and time is of the essence, but it would be best to work in groups, performing at least one seance per day for a week. That might have been what they were saying out there. Maybe I was right in saying, maybe we should be careful with what we're saying, because it sounded like a Latin incantation to me. Of course, the most... maybe not Latin. I think that's supposed to be skeptical. Of course, the most skeptical members will have to be tamed by our hands. In the meantime, my work continues on a physical method to maintain the trance state through the emitted light waves of Khalid lenses. Finally, my men in New Orleans will contact you regarding the new shipment of Chosen. Make room for them as you've done before. R. So there's R again. Creepy. There's a key. Ooh. Brain. And another letter, a bank. Oh, a telegram. The bank has the gems. My master has ordered me to send the first shipment of chosen ones. They will arrive within 2 weeks. Do not fail us. A. Who are A and R? Let's double check in here. Okay, there's more stuff over here. Note, book of Professor Gygax. The new method at least started to show progress. The success rate is 4 out of 10. and the failures are not responding to any external stimuli. Nevertheless, the phonetics system can be declared an undeniable success, regardless of their native language or place of origin. Individuals learn to speak the chant without flaw. They learn it quickly and fluently despite lacking all mental autonomy. Oh my word, I hate this woman. Regrettably, one of the chosen continues to resist. Isolation and deprivation resulted in a strengthening of their disobedience. Negotiation only ignited anger, and even after the direct removal of the frontal and temporal lobes, it seems all that was left was an innate desire to resist. This chosen one cannot be allowed to pollute the minds of others. The conclusion is inescapable. They cannot continue to live. I will see to it that they are sent to the well. Is it Heidi? Or, Greta?
Looks as if it's been recently used.
Anything else? Is there anything over there? What is this? Is this a lift? Looks like that could be an elevator, maybe. I don't know. So, I don't see anything else in here. Birds!
A very professional brain dissection.
Who can do that to a poor animal? Oh, an electric chair.
Dynamo machine. Provides electrical stimulation for the person in the chair.
Put Gygax in there. I hate this room. What do you want? I'm leaving and taking everyone in the birds with me, except the bad people. They can stay.
Full grain leather straps.
Just gets
Impossible to
better
escape.
every second. Oh. Do I even want to know? Oh, Lord. Oh, I hate basements and all this has been. What is that? Absolutely not.
Out of my head!
I don't know what Lord you speak of. That is not mine.
Find reverence for the one that tremble.
What has he been smoking?
Left your surrender your soul and become a servant of
Please! No more! Stop it!
Oh,
Watson!
looks like we're back
John!
in the...
Somebody!
What did I say? The third chakra?
wretched mortal. Do not fear what is to come.
Cthulhu, you look different than I imagined you to.
Rupture our world anew. Awaken and let the world behold.
Oh, great. Basements are always a bad idea. If you have a basement, board it up. If you have, just move. Burn it down. New rule.
Light of the abyss is the light from the abyss.
Maybe we should
Get
stay
out
here
of my
tonight.
head.
Let's just go. I don't... You can still set the birds free. There's still time. Okay. No? Oh, elevator. You gonna take me somewhere? No? Yes? No? Oh. I didn't call that.
Hydraulic elevator. How ingenious.
What else could go wrong at this point? What could get worse? Knock on wood.
Watson?
Holmes,
What are you still doing here?
He's got a
Still?
beard again.
I was trying to find more information. Did you think I was just going to sit in my room twiddling my thumbs?
They can
I only
forget
asked you to find the key.
Cthulhu
I had
somehow
everything else under control.
bottle the
Says the
beard
man who
growing.
looks like he
They
saw
can
a
make a
ghost.
fortune.
I'm fine, Watson.
You're hardly fine. You reek of congealed blood and chemicals. What did you see down there?
What didn't we
Never
see
mind
down
me.
there?
Where's Gygax?
I'm afraid she's over there. And I found her like that when I entered, on my
Hmm.
word.
What?
On my word. Oh, Watson.
She was our biggest lead.
Yet another wrinkle in our investigation. What do we do now, Holmes?
Hush. Let me think.
Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Yep, that'll do it. My professional opinion is dead.
No traces of blood on her clothes. Must have got on her white overcoat.
That... Who would have taken the over... You go, girl. Get out of here. I know what's going on. She didn't take Heidi with her, though.
The same robes.
And then...
The pencil is buried deep all the way to the brain. Instant death.
My biggest regret is that I didn't get to see it because I do not like her. Oh, Heidi. I hope we never cross paths again.
How did it end up here?
We'd better inform the local police about this.
Hold
You're
on.
right, Watson. But first, we need to determine where our case goes next.
We know. We hope we know. I hope it's New Orleans. If I had to suffer through the weirdness of this chapter, I better get rewarded with New Orleans. So Gygax's diary. A telegram from New Orleans. A letter from the New Orleans bank. Okay. Handwritten letter. Yeah, it is. New Orleans in the USA! Lead in New Orleans. Several pieces of evidence now points to New Orleans. It appears that kidnappers have enlisted the services of the banking house of E.W. Gray to sell gems. Let's go kick some butt. Let's pin this so we can have a conversation about it with Watson.
We've got what we needed, Watson.
Yeah, we do.
This conspiracy reaches
Let's
further
never
than we
come
thought.
back.
I don't suppose you've ever been to New Orleans?
You are joking.
I seldom do. Let's go. There's no time to waste.
That might have been chapter 3, you guys. I loved
There's
that.
Nothing in this world
That was
cannot be
crazy and
explained with
cool.
logic and reason. Nothing in this world.
I did not expect to get to go to so many places and do so many different things. You can really tell
You seem troubled.
how much
I'm
time
not
and effort
troubled,
went into this
Watson.
game.
I am preoccupied.
That place was awful.
It looks amazing.
It
It
would
was
be
so much
natural to
fun.
experience some feelings of shock or fear.
Men reduced to gibbering imbeciles, numb beyond recognition, powerless to help themselves. When a doctor does go wrong, they are the first of criminals. They have the nerve and they have the knowledge.
That woman did not deserve the title. Such casual cruelty for such selfish aims.
I knew another man like that once. He treated my mother, perhaps even killed her, depending on who you ask.
My sincere condolences.
Are we getting some...
In the end, she was
Sherlock
just a
background,
shadow
finally?
of herself. The outline of the person I recognized, but lacking all else. She was pushed until she cracked. Should you see me cracking, John, I must ask you to intervene.
Oh, buddy.
Nothing compels us to pursue this matter further, Sherlock. We can
The fate
return
of
to
the world.
London. Report what we
The
have
missing
discovered.
people.
Let more capable hands take over.
The
Alas,
fact that
there
I
are
think it's
no
affected
such hands.
our brain.
Were we to abandon our quest now, I fear no other would succeed in our stead.
We know nothing of what awaits. What dangers lurk in the darkness?
Nonsense. We draw nearer to New Orleans with every passing minute, and thus closer to the answers we seek. Those answers, for all their perversity and improbability, will, nevertheless, be the work of men. And that is a work I have studied well.
So be it.
I know you to be a diligent author, but if I may make one request. Kindly omit my mother and her suffering from your tale.
Of course.
Thank you, John.
That's terrible. I wonder if she was really smart like her sons. And back then, I don't know how... I imagine that didn't go over too well for a woman. So I think that we're going to end it here. That was chapter 3. That, obviously, as we go on, I think each one's going to become my new favorite. But so far, that is my favorite chapter. That was so cool. And just, you can really tell how much time they've put into this. It is awesome. I'm having a great time. I hope you're having a great time. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe. Let me know if I missed anything or if you would like to see something different. I'm really excited to go to New Orleans. I am going to get right on this as soon as I can. I cannot wait to play the next chapter with you guys. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. I hope you've had a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!